Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we're going to be stripping down the 110. Now it's taken a few days to recover from that 6-hour drive back in the 110, but I'm glad to say I'm back on it now and ready to do the strip down. But I thought just before we started I'd walk around the Land Rover and just give you an idea of what you get for your money. So basically we paid $4,500 for this 110, which I think is quite a good deal. I'd normally expect to be paying, I don't know, maybe six and a half for something like this. But what do you get for that sort of money, and what do we have to do to it to get it safe to drive and back to us in Liverpool? So I'll do a quick walk around now and just give you an idea of what we've got to work with. Now those of you who've got a keen eye for your Land Rovers, you'll notice it's got the later TD5 bumper on there, and then we've got our light surrounds, obviously just got the standard plastic surround. On the earlier vehicles you've got no venting in here like you have on the TD5 because they have the horn here, whereas ours is in the grille. And then we've got some what looks to be genuine checker plate, again Land Rover checker plate. It's very thick, it's quite good quality, but it's probably going to have to come off because it's a bit tatty. Now inherently on all Land Rover 110s, 90s, Defenders, the bulkhead is a weak point. You can just see exactly what happens just in here, so I can get my finger in there. So we are going to have to do a repair to that panel. Now luckily you can get quite good repair panels that go straight over the top, so we should be able to do that quite easily ourselves. So with our vent flaps we've got the original seal, and you can just see it's perished and cracked all the way around, and that could well be why we've got water getting into our bulkhead. We're missing our vent in here. Again, you can see on this panel, so I'm hoping you can see, but there's quite a lot of lifting of the paint, so we've got some, I don't know, some oxidization of the aluminium panel under there, so it might be pitted. So once we strip all this paint back, you might find there's some holes, some perforations in the wing, so that'll be when we make a decision on whether to put a new wing on there or not. This pillar here is actually okay. On the other side it's corroded, which means we're going to have to repair it, but that's not too bad. Doors, if you saw the previous episode, we're going to be replacing all the doors. In the deal that we did with the people we bought this off, we actually promised them the second row doors back because they're actually really good condition, so we're going to be giving those back to them as part of the deal. So I guess you could say this actually cost us probably nearly £5,000, because we probably could have got £250 each door if we were selling them. These cappings, now we are replacing these for galvanised, which is a good thing because they are starting to sort of fall apart a little bit. They have got some corrosion there on the seam. There's actually a weld under there for the extended shape of these, but these aren't great, so it's good that we replaced them. The windows themselves look absolutely full, and this would be, you know, just your standard really on a vehicle this old. So, you know, to do that properly, and we have covered it in previous episodes, you want to strip that window out and get it cleaned up because they rattle and move about. All the felts have gone, so that's not great. I don't know why we've got checker plate on the back here. That's probably covering up some sort of damage. And again, on the rear cross member here, that you can see it's had some patch welding. Now, they're actually good solid patch repairs, but I think we'll cosmetically get those made invisible for when we've got the job done, just to make it look a lot nicer if we can. So if you were doing a restoration on a 110, not replacing the roof, it would still be worth taking that roof off and actually getting it all stripped back, because the more you can take apart, you can get into all the seals and everything, replace those, and then you're improving the longevity of the vehicle moving forwards. And then again on this bulkhead, it's had a repair already, so I need to investigate a little bit of how good the repair is in case we need to do a bit more on it. So if you're looking at getting yourselves a Defender or a 110 or a 90, just down here we've got our chassis number stamped in. So regardless of whether it's left-hand drive or right-hand drive, it's on the right-hand front leg, and you can see when I pull away, that's where you'd find it. Now this is an older vehicle, so it doesn't have the additional chassis number in the windscreen. On a later sort of TD5, possibly 300 TDI, you get an additional little tag in here which has got your chassis number. You need to make sure that matches too. So these are genuine Land Rover tubeless wheels, which were an upgrade later on these vehicles. And we've got 5 really good ones of those, so they're worth good money. We are trying to get this whole build done with the soft top conversion, the 5-door conversion, which runs to about £4,500. The original purchase price of the vehicle, £4,500. We're doing all the new doors, all the new seats inside, new sets of wheels and tyres, and some cosmetic upgrades before we do the paint. Now, To keep that within budget of 15 grand, we are going to have to sell some of the parts, which again is something that you guys would do, I presume, if you were doing a similar sort of job on your own vehicle. There's a chance, well, there's a very high chance that we're going to be retrofitting a new dash, a Rally Raid style dash in here, because we've got an experiment we want to try. We're working with AliSport on developing something which could be really cool as an upgrade, especially with the scarcity of these decent dashboards now. They're getting very hard to find, so that is also probably going to be available to buy. So if you've got any interest in any of this stuff, drop us a message, or you can just ring up LR Parts, and what I will do is I'll put a link in the description below of our eBay page, because that's where everything's going to be listed. So if you click on that, save us as a seller, and you'll be notified when we're listing new stuff. So we're going to get started in the back. We're going to work our way from the back to the front. Hopefully by the end of the day, everything's going to be gone. Serious amount of corrosion in there. There's two. I'm pretty pleased with actually what we found. There was nothing too shocking. I guess the only thing I'm slightly nervous about is this bulkhead, and certainly on this corner. So it's all corroded here. We've got some serious repair work that's been done at the bottom that's not great. So I don't know the extent of that damage. I know that we can buy that whole section and we can replace that, so that's probably something we're going to do. But I think if we get the dash out, and you know, we'll keep it so we can still drive the vehicle, but we'll get the dash out, keep the dials, keep the starting and everything. But with the dash out, it's going to give us a bit more of an idea of how bad the bulkhead is. We're getting to the bare bones bit now. So we've managed to get our steering column assembly off. We've got our binnacle off. We've got all the supports for the dash binnacle housing. We've actually got our plastic trim off here. We've got the end of the dash off on one side. Now, there's a few other things we can do. So obviously we can take a bit more venting off. So we need to get this off, and the only thing holding us back are these annoying little things here. I was really pleased with the progress I've made on the 110 today. So got all the dash out, as you can see. I'm not horrified too greatly by the corrosion that I'm seeing behind the dash, which is great. So what I'm going to do now is just make sure that every wire I've disconnected, like these ones that are exposed, are insulated so there's no problems. I'm going to try and gather these all together with some zip ties, re-tape them all, try and make them all look nice and neat, so that moving forwards we've got something really nice to work with. We'll get the steering wheel back on, get everything re-engaged, make sure we can start the truck again, and then the next episode we're going to just offer up our new dash to see what it looks like. So that's going to be a really exciting video, one to watch out for on Thursday. Hopefully we'll get it offered up and you can get an idea of what we're looking at. So thanks very much for joining me today. It's been a big one and I've really enjoyed what I've done so far. It's been a tough couple of days, but if you want to come back, if you'd like to subscribe, if you like what you saw, that's great. Give us a thumbs up and I'll catch you on the next one.